Hello and welcome to another episode of Moose's Gear Goo Review. I'm Moose, and today I'm starting a new segment. This is called Moose Skills. Basically, these are just my wilderness skills related to bushcraft, survival, and camping, and backpacking. I'm just trying to share my knowledge. This first episode is finding and harvesting fatwood without any tools. So step number one, there's only 3 steps to this, but step number one, you want to find pine trees that have branches lower to the ground. Okay, sometimes when you're in a grove of pine trees and you're inside the middle, there's no low branches because the light doesn't get through the canopy. So the best way to find low branches are to get on the outskirts of the grove of trees, where you can find pine trees with lower branches to the ground. Remember, pine trees, for those of you who don't know, are the ones that have pine needles. They're needles instead of leaves, okay? The other thing you can do is find an isolated tree by itself out in the middle of the open. They will have branches lower to the ground. But step number one is finding pine trees with branches lower to the ground. Step 2 is to find these dead pine tree branches that are low to the ground. We don't want any pine branches that have any needles or pine branches that have any sort of living needles attached to them. So we want these dead branches that are low to the ground. That's step 2, is finding these dead low branches that are already partially broken off and are low to the ground. All right, so now step 3 is the part where you use no tools. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kick my foot close to where the branch attaches to the trunk, and I'm gonna try to kick hard enough to break the branch off where it meets the trunk. This is the part where you use no tools. You don't need a saw, an axe, or a knife to harvest this fatwood. It should come off just fine, and we can test it out. Now, because it is a shorter branch, it might not be as good as some other branches. A lot of the bark is already stripped off on this one, but we'll still test it. And either way, we'll find one that does have it. But usually if there's more bark, the fatwood will be protected in there, and the resin and such won't have evaporated. So this is how you harvest it. Get your foot. Step 3. And as you can see, we have that dark, rich fatwood color right there. It smells turpentine-y. And yeah, so there we go. That's step 3. All right, guys, so there you have it. Those are the 3 steps. Find low pine trees with low-hanging branches. Find the dead, low-hanging branches inside or underneath the canopy. Remember, you don't want any living pine needles on those branches. And step 3, just use your foot, kick the branch off closest to the base of the tree or to where the branch meets the trunk. And then you can find, and you just found and harvested some fatwood. So as you can see, it got that deep resin, waxy look appearance to it. It smells, it has that very chemical turpentine-y smell to it. And so now that we have it, a good way to test it is to just cut some shavings off. There's some bird around here that's unhappy that we're here, but I'm just using Grizzly Ridge knife, excellent outdoors knife. Cut some shavings into it just to demonstrate that this is real fatwood. And anytime you have fatwood and you have shavings like this and you put open flame to it, it should light and it should burn longer, almost like a candle. There we go. And as you can see, it does burn. It burns that resin that is impregnated into the wood. You get that scent of it as well, and you know you got real fatwood. So there you have it. Now what I want to say though is that this technique is meant for survival and emergency situations, or for those people that want to rely or try fatwood. That's fine, but please be respectful of the planet and of the trees, and don't just go out and harvest this stuff for fun. Harvest it with a purpose that you're going to use it, and use it efficiently. Okay, practice the mentality of leave no trace, and only take what you need. Okay. This is a very useful skill to know, especially in emergency situations, and it could save your life or somebody else's someday. So if you liked this video, hopefully you liked this segment, Moose Skills, you can like, comment, and subscribe. You can check out these other 2 videos over here. Maybe I'm in the way. You can click that big round subscribe logo button. Check the eye in the upper right hand corner for other videos. And thank you. A big shout out to Big W for being my cameraman on this. And I'll see you guys outside. Thanks.